A special training carried out by the United Nations Development Fund together with the British government hopes to upskill local journalists on how to report on parliamentary processes. The training is being conducted by 2 seasoned former British journalists. With a sizable number of local journalists never having covered elections, this comes as a good opportunity.
The 2 trainers come with their extensive BBC background as former journalists themselves, having covered the British parliamentary processes for many decades. But for local journalists here, some have never covered elections, let alone Parliament.
It's very important that elections run smoothly and a parliament is elected properly. Once the election has happened and the parliament's there, if people don't know what's going on in the parliament, don't understand what the MPs are doing, what it means to them, then they won't support that parliament. They won't be interested in voting for it again.
While our brand of democracy will be very different from other democracies around the world, the principles of fair and balanced reporting remain the same, according to Patrick Gregory, a former BBC managing editor.
It was, as Tim says, something that we wanted to use our parliamentary knowledge, a little bit of our experience, to actually help journalists in Fiji and the Solomon Islands as they approach their elections and, more importantly, approach reporting their parliaments.
Journalists also serve as the eyes and ears of the electoral, according to Gregory.
They've got the expertise. The people we're talking to are senior journalists and they've got the ability to do it. Now we can just hopefully pass on a little bit of the knowledge.
With Solomons also heading to the polls, participant Joy Rikamai says lessons here will be applied back home.
We are expecting to learn new knowledge on how to report on elected assemblies, and we are hoping to pass that knowledge on to the mainstream media, especially when we are developing our press gallery at the moment.
For young journalists like Tevita Wimbau covering elections for the first time, this session is an eye-opener.
I think this kind of training will help us to do justice not only to the parliamentary proceedings but also to informing the people of Fiji about what goes on inside the walls of Parliament.
Mikalonga, Fiji One News.